I always show that video of the John Deere because that's how it felt like 2020 was. We all got excited and then bang.
Yeah.
Everybody, Jason Schultz here, Beer Money Polling Team, Paul Romack, Ryan Zolik, Will Witt. We're going to have an action-packed show for you here tonight. We're going to start out with some Chip Sawana news. Paul was out there this past weekend. He couldn't get his money back on his VRBO, so he got a bottle of wine, grabbed his girlie, and they headed out east. And he got a tour. If you watched the page this weekend, he stopped at Yoder Popcorn, got a tour of the Mech Center. We got the great Ryan Zolik down there in the bottom right of the screen. He's officially at Clint Tucker's house. And then the great Will Witt from WWP TV. Him and I have a partnership to grow the sport of polling. Will has done a lot for the Beer Money Polling Team page, and I can't thank him enough for all he's done over the years. And he's excited because he's going to be in Zellwood, Florida. He gets to see me this coming week. Paul,
that's worth the
Ryan,
price of the trip right there.
Paul, Ryan, February 4th through 6th, guys, Shipshewana, Indiana. Everybody I'm talking to behind the scenes, it sounds real positive. Can you guys kind of take over?
Go ahead, Ryan.
I actually have a few updates to pass along, some scheduled changes for those that are planning to attend or watch via live stream. The Thursday afternoon and the Saturday afternoon sessions will now be starting at 11 o'clock Eastern time, so we're bumping up that start time an hour. And then Thursday night will be now starting at 7 o'clock Eastern time because of the amount of vehicles on Thursday. I believe we're at Thursday afternoon 115 vehicles. So we are trying to not overlap sessions. That is the goal. So so those are kind of the big schedule changes. Also, advanced tickets are back online. So if anyone wants to purchase advanced tickets, we'll get them in the mail. And then we're also going to do, if you decide the week of, or right before, if we can't get them in the mail, there will be a will call. So those are available on the website as well for anyone interested in that. So, but yeah, so just note, it's on the website. We'll be also sharing it on Facebook here. The start time for the Thursday afternoon and the Saturday afternoon sessions now are 11 o'clock in the morning, both of those days. And then Thursday night will be now starting at 7 o'clock Eastern time.
Now, Ryan, when are you guys still planning on going down the Monday before to get set up?
Either the Sunday, so there's a health and wellness and a tool show that week before that runs till that Saturday. And so I believe either Sunday night or Monday morning is depending on how fast they can pack all their booths up when they'll start getting the track laid down for the event. So they'll either start Sunday night, hopefully Sunday night. That would be great to start laying down the dirt, or Monday. So the goal is to be there probably at least Sunday. Most of those that are involved with the track prep, and then people start trickling in throughout the week for workers.
Zolik talked to Zach Howell a little bit today. He's been talking to Roos and I. I think he's gonna be helping with the track building process with Travis, and we're gonna give him access to the Facebook pages so he can be going live while they're building the track. I think that'll be exciting for everybody to see the track building process and just generate excitement about the event. So
yeah, because this is like the exact opposite of Gordyville. Instead of digging down, they are building up the track. So that'll be a different vantage point for those that are used to going to Gordyville. You're normally looking almost down at the vehicle because it's in that bowl instead of looking up. So it's kind of gonna be like the National Farm Machinery Show, exactly how the National Farm Machinery Show does theirs. So yeah, we're looking forward to it. We've had tractors cancel, but we've also picked up more tractors in the light pro class and the limited pro class. So those are going to be awesome classes later on in the week. And we haven't, I think all the classes are still going to be fairly represented. We didn't lose enough out of one class to have to cancel a class. So obviously like the antiques because they had that big pull down in Missouri that weekend. So we lost those guys that were planning to come from Missouri, but the guys in Indiana and Michigan obviously are staying around.
So all in all, Ryan, still positive from your guys' front, right?
Yeah. Yep. Everything. The buildings working with the county health department and making sure, like I said, they're doing these little expo shows for the county to kind of show the county health department what they can do when they have a gathering. So we're just hoping that stays on track. Like Joe said last week, it's everything is fluid day to day, but as of right now that we talk, everything's looking pretty good. So we have positive support from the pullers, and we've had people that had to cancel because of obviously other obligations with like general admission tickets, but for the most part, I think everyone was also able to change their hotel dates. And the hotels, they worked with most of the people from what we heard. What's that? No, well,
not everyone.
Hotels. I'm not talking about outside log cabins or whatever you decided to rent.
Yeah, sure, Fighty. I see your comment. I'll be down this week.
You're already being called for work.
Well, I've been called multiple times today, so it's not a problem. But so yeah,
you're not here, so you're not taking up all the microphone this week.
Yeah. So yeah, I spent the weekend in Shipshewana, and we couldn't get out of it. Her birthday is like 5 days, so thought, well, we'll just take a weekend. And so we went and toured around, and I'd always heard that Russ Yoder kept his pro stock in the popcorn shop. So we basically had no plans of any kind. We just showed up, and I tell you what, Russ Yoder could not be more friendly, more down to earth. You walk in the door of this great big popcorn. It's like a retail store, and right to the left, there is the tractor, and it's got the hood up. It's got side panels off. So anyone that's headed to Shipshewana, Russ's retail store is literally like a 3-minute drive from the mech. They do have some hours. I forget exactly what their hours are, but if you get there and you've got time before the show starts, go in there and check it out. If you've never been up close to a pro stock tractor, it's all laid bare. You can see it all. I mean, the engine's open. You want to see the size of a pro stock charger and a pro stock pump that Hartz makes. It's right there in front of you. Russ, I went up and asked the lady. I said, "Hey, does Russ happen to be around?" And she said, "Maybe. Who's asking?" And I said, "Just tell him I'm with the beer money pulling team." And she kind of looked at me funny, and he come out and talked for a while, talked about the tractor, and we talked about who built it and all that kind of stuff. So Russ has got that. He's got a cafe in that little complex right there. It's a fairly new building within the last year, I think. And it's got he's got a coffee shop there too. We went to all of them, check them out. So you're going to be in Amish country for sure. This Shipshewana is not a huge town, but there's a lot of things to do. We went. So some of the places, if you want to go, there's a place called Rise and Roll Bakery. They sell Amish crack, and it is a donut that's kind of a powdered sugar type deal, and it is phenomenal.
Did he say Amish crack?
I did.
Yes, that was what was said.
Okay.
That's what I was told. Amish crack. There's a couple of, if you're looking for something to do, this place, guys, unlike Gordyville, where you're out in the middle of on a hill, you can literally bring your family to this show. There is so much to do in this town. There's a couple of wineries close by. If the women come and they don't want to go to the show on Friday and go do whatever, there is some huge Amish restaurants that are like Amish buffets. The Blue Gate restaurant. There's a soft pretzel place that I highly recommend. I know that I weigh more by a long shot than what I did when I went. I mean, I ate like a king, and it's literally if you go away hungry, it is your own damn fault. There's all kinds of like shopping. There's like a bulk goods store for like different things. There's a mercantile. It's 4 stories, I guess. There's a merry-go-round in the top of it, all relatively new. One of the coolest places, there's a little smokehouse and grill supply store. All they do is sell like smokers and grills and all the stuff to go with it. Bruce, I figured you'd like that.
Yes, sir.
If you're looking for stuff to do in between the sessions, now some of these places do shut down kind of early, but like in the morning, most of these places are open. Go check them out. This place is going to be great. I also had the pleasure when we got there. I thought, well, I'll see if I can get a hold of someone at the MEC. I sent Travis Hostetler a text message if he could get us in, and his reply was, he called and he said, well, I just left there, but he said, if you want to just go, you can go walk around in there. It's fine. He said, the back door's probably open. He said, I'll tell you what door to go to. And I said, really don't feel comfortable just walking in there. It's a big place. And he said, well, give me 45 minutes. And him and his wife and his daughter met us there. And they took us around in the pits. And guys, there's going to be no shortage of room whatsoever. This place is huge. And I mean, you could fit what looks like 3 or 4 Gordyvilles inside this place. The pit area, they had, we had just turned the lights on a little bit, but it's all, so a couple of things. There was kind of some misinformation, partly on my part. The pit area, it does not have floor heat. It has radiant heat, but he said if it is 4 degrees outside, he said they'll turn all of the radiant heaters on in there, and in 12 hours, it'll be 72 degrees on the floor. So not going to be a problem with cold in this place whatsoever. The pole area does have floor heat, and it has heat in the ceiling. So, and the heat in the ceilings, if it gets too smoky, they can flip the direction of the fans and pull smoke out of there. Or so when the little red hooker comes down there and smokes it all up, they can get rid of that smoke in a hurry. The track, we kind of did the video. He showed how they're going to do the track. He is itching to get going. This man, he's a worker. They're going to start. They have an intramural batting competition or something on one end of the building. Monday night at 6 o'clock, that is over on the 1st, and they're going to tear all that stuff down, and they're going to start building that track. He said by noon on Tuesday, they're going to work basically all night. By noon on Tuesday, they'll have that track done, 22 inches deep, 50 foot wide as a competition. The track length is 370 feet overall. Competition's going to be somewhere in the 300 to 310 range based on what they've done in the past. But they're ready to go. It sounds like we kind of talked about, what needed to get done as far as making sure this happened. There was just a lot of things they needed to do on their part, and sounds like Ryan said, that they've checked all the boxes. They're working with the health department. They're working with everything. Really, really confident that this is going to happen. It sounds like everything is on track, and as long as nothing pops up, this thing's going to go. So plenty of room. The parking area, there's 2 great big parking lots out front of the place. We're actually going to be pulling in what they consider the trade show building. We're not pulling in the Coliseum. It's in the trade show building. They've got some long-range plans at this place that if the Coliseum, or to extend the Coliseum within the next, 4 to 5 years, and if that happens, it's going to be a game changer. They are already moving some dirt around and getting things prepared to do so. So this place is going to just continue to grow. Everybody worries in Gordyville about wind and snow. The only thing, this is in town. It's really almost like right in the center of town. So wind is not really going to be an issue. This parking lot is huge, and Travis and his guys are ready. They can clear the entire parking lot in 1 hour. That's with 12 inches of snow on the ground. Travis was telling me some stories about, I think, 2014, where they had really bad winter. They were pushing through 8 and 10 foot snow drifts. So he said a 12-inch snow is nothing to them. They've got a huge parking lot, an overflow parking lot right across the street from the MEC if they need to use it. A lot of room for haulers, a lot of room for spectators. Everything is shaping up really well. This place is awesome. There's everything for the family, everything for pullers. I mean, it's like everybody said, everything that we kind of had issues or it was kind of a nuisance necessarily at Gordyville, this pretty well has taken care of this facility. Everything goes off. This is going to be one hell of a show.
Zolik, are you hearing anything about spectator limit? That was one of the questions we had. But are they going to limit the crowd size?
So from my understanding as of right now, what they do is they take they're not measuring just the trade show because we have the entire building. They go off of the capacity of the entire building, and then pullers do not count because they are anyone that has a pit pass, I should say, does not count in spectator counts because they are considered professionals or part of the show. But I believe Indiana has a 25% capacity. So with the amount that we normally generate we would still be under that based off of the capacity size of the building. So as of right now, we're not limiting tickets. There is, like I said, there is that 25%, but they're basing it off of the entire square footage of this complex. So it's not the trade show part.
So the trade show building itself is 400 feet long by, I forget how many hundred, it's 100 and some feet wide. And that's just the trade show building. And there's the Coliseum that is attached to that. And then there's also the pit area. The pit area is bigger than the trade show building. So square footage wise, there is a huge amount. I believe this facility, when they said it was built, was a $21 million facility. I don't know what square footage works out to be, but I mean, guys, this place is huge. You can't imagine how big this place is. Gordyville looks very, very small compared to what this place is.
I'm not saying we consider you professional, Brent, but the government considers you professionals.
That is truly terrifying, Zellwood.
Oh, that is a great point.
Hey, I'm just going off of what I was told. So
Well, that's what this is about. I want to get the news out there from the people that are in the know.
But masks are required.
Yep.
Masks will be required and it will be enforced. If you're coming, get it in your head, you're going to have to wear a mask. And a shameless plug, I know that Jason has some masks for sale. Adam Wilson has some masks for sale. They're going to be standing at the door, and if you're not wearing a mask, you will have to wear a mask. I don't want to be a dick about it, but if you're not going to wear a mask, save yourself a little bit of money and get the live stream and stay home and enjoy it, because if you're there, you're going to have a mask on. That's just the rules. That's what it's going to take for us to go pulling. And I think we all kind of as a group have to kind of collectively police ourselves. And if somebody's not doing it because, as in the times that we're in, there is nothing that says that they couldn't just come in. And if there's a bunch of people not wearing a mask, they can just put a halt to the show and say, you get your mask on or we're going to shut this thing down. So let's not let it get to that. Put your mask on, wear it. You got plenty of time to find a comfortable one. I know that's hard to do. God knows I've tried, but get it through your head. You're going to have to wear a mask.
Hey, Will, what's your website that you have? Is it pullingshirts.com?
Yep, pullingshirts.com. We have masks on there too, as well as various puller designs. But yeah, masks, we got a few out there.
I think Adam's doing all his stuff through that red bubble. He had a whole bunch of designs out there. So I just posted pullingshirts.com. Adam, if you could throw your website into the comments, that'd be awesome. I know Adam's watching right now.
Geez, who's picking on Rob there?
There's a lot of people
better
picking
with a
on Rob.
mask on.
Yeah, yeah.
What a
Yeah,
good
I'm
guy
getting.
is.
Hold on a minute. There's your mask.
Rob is definitely winning the coolest seat award tonight by far.
Yeah,
I did that on purpose.
I'm super glad. I'm super glad we found this StreamYard thing, guys. I love seeing your faces, and it's nice for Zolik. He doesn't have to live at my house anymore, so we can do a show, and I can do.
Tuckers, what are you talking about? He's gonna. Everybody had a good question earlier. Did you vote
down? Portia can't be part of the show. Portia wants to say hi. Now she's going to go away.
Yeah. No, I was just curious if Zolik actually voted in Illinois or Wisconsin this year.
I voted in Wisconsin.
Well, you could have probably voted in Illinois. Just throw that out.
He probably could have voted twice in Illinois.
True.
Oh!
So I just heard that.
You'll notice I'm still rocking.
It took you a while, Jason.
This comment I just posted on the stream, really thinking about driving down for Ocala. I really think there's been a lot of people that are going to Zellwood and Ocala that probably weren't going to go before because of what's going on. I think Will can attest to that a little bit. I've had people call me and ask me if there's hot farms and 4-1s and light pros. I mean, people are loaded and they're looking for things to do. I don't know, Will, what are you hearing from the social media front?
Well, as far as pullers, we're packed on both events, Zellwood and Ocala. I was told this was a month ago. We got 100 hooks a night. Okay, so if you buy any of the live streams, if you can't make it, you're still getting a deal. I think they're going to be $20 a piece. They'll be on willwit.com/live. They're already out there. I don't think we're going to have any problem with the pullers. The only problem is going to be how many people do we have to turn away at the event. If you get turned away, I don't know what Zellwood's capacity is. Snake said they have a lot. They could take a lot of people because they got standing room only and stuff like that. And there is standing room only in Ocala, but you're looking at about 5,000 people, and it's an easy 5,000 because you have plenty of room in those bleachers. It's not overwhelming. Like I can walk in there comfortably and walk down each row just about passing out puller cards. So it's kind of got social distancing built in, so you're not going to have a problem. The only problem is if they reach the 5,000 capacity. Just an update, I've reached close to 90,000 people for the Zellwood poll with 2,700 responses. I usually, when I promote, I look for 2,000 responses, and that gets me somewhere between 3,500 and 4,000 people. So 2,700 responses, I'm super stoked. Ocala has reached 67,000 people. So we're looking for big crowds. And if you get turned away, there's live streams available. That's why we do it. And I think that what we're going to plan on doing for Ocala and Zellwood is we're going to offer a phone live stream free. If you want high definition, we want you to upgrade, and we'll get you a full HD stream. That's good for promoters. That's good for the sponsors. And I think it's going to work out really well. And behind me, we got the 20-foot TV screen. So we got the cameras. We got the live stream studio. We're ready to roll. We're going to load it up probably Thursday morning, and we're going to drive down.
So if you're just joining us, I got Will Witt, Larry Richwine. Larry's announcing Zellwood and Ocala. Will's going to be live streaming Zellwood and Ocala, and Rob the Snake, sitting in a mini rod right now, is going to be pulling at both those events. So we're kind of switching gears from Gordiwana into Florida now, and Will was just talking about everything. So Will, the concern is on Ocala. That's where the concern is on the capacity limit for the spectators.
Yeah, it's going to take 5,000 people, and like I said, it's an easy 5,000. It's not like you're sitting on top of each other. And they got an 11 o'clock curfew, so we're going to start it a little bit earlier, 6 p.m. And then we're going to have 100 hooks, and Larry will attest to it. They're going to roll them through. They will roll them through. And here's the cool thing about this place is if you have a problem, they can pull you right back off to the side and hook you back later. So we're going to keep that show rolling and rolling. I don't know how it's going to work with the 3 tracks at Zellwood, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. But Ocala, we're going to roll. And you got the V6 and the non-blown minis, and then you got the blown minis, obviously, crowd favorites. You got the blown 2-wheel drives. You got the big block 2-wheel drives. And then, of course, you got the class host is the 8,000-pound limited pro stock, and that's a huge smoker class. And I don't know if y'all are familiar, but they got in the air Raptors, they got the vacuum system that sucks out all the fumes. So no smoke tube, none. I'm really happy about that. Usually they run that class later, so if there is a lot of smoke, it's later at the night. So Light limited super stocks, I believe, are going to be back. We're going to have just a lot of action. So if you're a puller, I want to tell you this now. These Florida events seem awesome, okay? And you need to go even if you can't pull, okay? And then build the relationship. So as they need classes and pullers the next year, you've already got that relationship with them. So maybe we can bring in a 4-1 class or a pro stock class down the road. So it's worth going just to introduce yourself to the promoter and get used to the environment. So when they put out a call for classes and sponsors and all that stuff, you know what you're getting into. And then we can maybe add to, 10 more hooks next year or the year after, or go to like a Keystone type format where we have a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then a Saturday night session. But it's worth going. If you can't go, watch the live stream, check it out. We've done it for several years now. We didn't do it last year, but we're doing it again this year. And again, no one should not be watching this stuff. Everyone should watch it. If you can't go in person, if they're at that 5,000 limit, go home, pull up your phone. If you don't want to watch it on the phone, you want to watch it on your big screen, go buy the live stream for $20 and get it, full HD. I mean, it's great stuff. I've been filming 7 years. I'm no porch puppy. I get out there. I know what I'm doing. And we filmed these guys. We know the speed very well. We're zoomed in perfectly all the way down the track. So you're going to get a top shelf product here, just like you're going to get from Gordyville. So that's what you're getting. You're going to have a lot of people there, but I want to see a lot of people online liking, commenting, and all that stuff. And here's the next thing. We've got chat built into this. So you can have the stream open on your TV. You can have it open on your cell phone, and then you can also have chat going on another. So I want you guys connecting and chatting and talking about this poll because the more people talk about it, the more it grows.
So Will, it's Will Witt live for Zellwood and Ocala, correct?
Correct. willwitt.com/live. And you can buy them all right now, $20 a piece. And like I said, that's 100 hook for next to nothing. So
perfect. Well, Rob, Larry, let's talk Zellwood. Rob's sitting in his mini rod. We got Larry, the announcer. Larry's a big deal, guys. We should just be honored to have him on.
Smoke machines suck.
What's that, Paul?
Machines suck.
Yes.
Smoke machines suck.
Well, the first year I went down to Ocala 9 or 10 years ago, they had 2 airboats, and they were blowing the smoke past you out the other end of the building. And now they actually technically have a smoke machine built in the roof of it, and it sucks the smoke out of the building. I'm just saying.
Hey, Jason, before I forget it, do me a favor, would you? Find Shore Fighty's last comment and pop it on the screen. Larry, when he does, read it and internalize it.
Oh my.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was going to be a test. Should I have studied?
No.
This is good one.
Just read
Larry,
that.
do you think we could get NTPA Pro Stocks and Super Stocks in Nashville, Illinois for a show?
Yes.
Is there a Nashville, Illinois? I know there's a Nashville, Indiana.
No, this is Nashville, Illinois. And when he says supers, he means heavy diesel supers. Bring them all.
He's Colin Ross and Lockenvoed and those kind, right?
Yes, preferably.
Yeah.
Yes, preferably.
Well, that's a Greg Randall question. I mean, it's a matter of calling and booking it. I mean, we already do a few over in Illinois. I know that Mount Sterling and Salem are back on again for this year. And I don't know about Hoopston for sure, but I think it's on. But yeah, that's a Greg Randall thing. I'm the tech guy, and Jason didn't realize I used to announce a whole bunch of them. And then I got doing the tech thing for the last 26 years, a little preoccupied, keeping people from dying. My neighbor says, "What do you do?" I said, "Well, I babysit rich kids and keep them from killing themselves." And anyway, it's true. And why are you setting in a mini rod? Are you that anxious to snake or whatever? Are you're setting in the mini rod? They keep you technically in a cage?
Well, technically, yeah, because, I feel comfortable and I'm safe. And then my wife knows that she'll have a guy to come home to me at the end of the night.
All right.
We're going to rename that mini rod Safe Space.
Yeah. Well,
Actually-
it could be, you know, the man cage or the man cave, or whatever. Yeah. But no,
Actually,
I haven't been to Zellwood before. Looking forward to doing it, and I guess Jason's going to come down and do part of it. But Ocala, I've been going down there a long time, and I guess I actually pulled back there in the '70s before it had a roof on it. I didn't realize I had, but when I first went down there, the old guy that I replaced announcing said, "Yeah, you pulled here before, didn't you? Used to have a single-engine tractor called the Weekender?" And I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Well, you pulled here." I said, "No." He goes, "Yeah, you have." But when it first opened up a livestock center, I guess. But yeah, we could pull in Illinois. Just get a hold of Greg Randall and see what it takes to book it. Yeah.
There you
I
go,
got his
Short Fighty.
number. I got his number if you need it, guys. So
Everybody got Greg's number.
I'll just post it in the comments and Greg Randall's cell phone.
Yeah. Actually,
Everything
with
is
the new
solvable
phone
with money,
system in the Ntpa office, if you dial the number and hit extension 105, it goes right to Greg or his voicemail. So
I just posted his cell phone number in the comments.
that'd be great. That's perfect. Yeah, I'm
Somebody
glad
goes
you
home
did
with
it,
vacuum
Jason.
cleaner, right, Jason?
Yeah, I'm glad Jason did it, not I. Yeah.
Hey, Rob, you started to say what the name of that mini rod is, and then we all cut you off because we're a bunch of jerks.
this is actually Kevin Hill's new piece that is sitting in my garage. I'm actually sitting in my house garage. The other two big tires are sitting down in the shop. This is actually Bruce and Tyler Slaw's old Show No Mercy that Kevin Hill
Okay.
bought and just got back from Sassy Racing Engines. And I went to Ocala and picked this up because he wanted the rear fenders wrapped. And we're taking the rear fenders over to, and I did talk to Kevin, and he said, yeah, you can use it in the shot. And I thought it'd be pretty cool instead of sitting in a house or whatever. No offense, guys. No offense. No offense.
Well,
But so we're taking the fenders to go get them wrapped for Kevin for Ocala. So this tractor will have a new look on it. But I figured it's pretty cool. I ain't got the huevos. I don't have the huevos to run with these. I'll stick with small block stuff. You know, I have enough trouble with those because I like to swing for the fence and I don't stop. I just go.
you know, guys, when I first signed on, you talked about the pullers ought to come down and visit or whatever. Last year, when I did opening ceremonies on Saturday night, we had in the crowd the likes of Jack Kielmeyer from Minnesota. Of course, Joe Edder's got the hot dog stand there in Crystal River. Everybody needs to go down and eat one of Joe's weenies. Anyway, but yeah, I did it, and I'm proud, boys. Anyway, just saying.
Put it on a T-shirt.
I'm just saying, you know, taste Joe's
Beat his
weenie.
meat, I tell you.
Oh my
I'm
God.
just saying. Anyway, but no, there was a bunch of pullers there, and there was a bunch of pullers watching on live stream, and I've had several contacts. And of course, you know, I live my life on Facebook, me and Linda's German Shepherds, and now a Belgian Malinois. So, but we've been getting a lot of comments and requests and questions. A lot of guys are coming down from Indiana and Ohio just to watch, besides the guys that were fortunate enough to get in. But I mean, they turned away a lot of tractors at these events that wanted to come down. I mean, we're real close, gentlemen, to having another winter circuit down there. All we would need be a little sponsorship and get a points race going. I mean, back in the 70s, I pulled all down the East Coast to back up the West Coast 40 some odd years ago when I had hair. But yeah, it's real close. Tractor pulling is definitely alive and well in Central Florida.
Now, Larry, on those polls, are those people that are generally in the South, or do you get a lot of people from the North that come down to pull?
Well, you could ask the guys that promote the events. They're overwhelmed with requests to be able to come down and pull. But, I mean, I'd say there are probably 30% of the guys from the North that went down to play. You know, oh, I like that logo. Yeah, I got that tattooed on my butt somewhere. Anyway, but
That's
what I was
of his
accused
wardrobe right there.
yeah, too much information. Nice shirt, Snake. But anyway, yeah, it's a bunch of them come down there, and a lot of them live down there in the wintertime anyway. Linda tells me I can't afford to, but I'd sure like to try someday. But, you know, it's a lot of fun.
there's pullers from Maryland, Pennsylvania, Virginia, obviously Georgia, Florida. You even got the guys from Kentucky, and then they're coming all the way from Michigan, Wisconsin. I mean, it's Indiana. It's crazy. There's going to be 10 plus, 15 plus states probably represented here. Okay,
easily.
And
is there some overlap in the classes? I mean, if they can hook at Zellwood, can they hook at Ocala or vice versa?
A lot of those classes are very similar. Yes.
Yeah.
There's a little bit more antique at Zellwood, but other than that, I think there's more. There might be some diesel trucks at Zellwood that are not at Ocala. But other than that, you're looking at the multi-engine modifieds, the blown minis, the regular what Snake calls small block, and the big block non-blown minis, and then the light limited super stocks, and then the 8,000 pound light limiteds, or we call them up here 7,700 pound light limiteds. In Virginia, we call them 7,800 pound light pro stock. But I mean, there's a lot of overlap, and there's going to be a lot of these guys that are keeping their vehicles down there. And then, can I go off script a little bit? We talked about Zellwood. That's the 22nd and the 23rd. Ocala is the next week, and that's the 29th and the 30th. Okay, both the Ocala polls are 6 p.m. The week after that is Leesburg, Florida. And that one is starting a little bit earlier, about 1 p.m. going to about 6 p.m. Okay, so that's a Friday, Saturday. And I just heard of another one in Florida, late February. I'll tell you more about the soon, but it sounds like we could be down there.
It's Osceola County Fairgrounds, which is the Silver Spurs Rodeo Arena. So
where
all
is
the
this
bull
one?
riding. That's in Kissimmee. That's Osceola County Fairgrounds. But
Cool.
that's where, like, if you follow PBR Pro Bull Riding, that's Silver Spurs Arena. Yes. That's a one-day event. That's Saturday only.
Snake, you turned the lights back on. Good. I was afraid you'd gone black on us there, or gone dark. I mean, anyway, yeah. But they're going to send me home after Ocala. Now I'm going to be back down there in April for the Clay County Fair. We down there 2 years ago. Clay County Fair had never had a pull before, and they had 32 years of fairs and had never had a pull, and they loved us. I mean, it was amazing. Them guys, I thought they was coming under the roof to get away from the sun, and they were in there waiting on the event like an hour and a half before the show started. It was full. I was impressed, and I'm
Clay County
kind of hard to impress.
I actually heard a motor. The weekend before Clay County, and took the camper up and stayed anyway and supported and helped out. But yeah, that facility at Clay County is impeccable. Oh my God, that place is huge. They've got a spot inside the covered arena where the pullers can come. If it's raining, you can park probably 50 vehicles, if not more. Yeah. And then you come right through the covered doorway and come right around the sled and back up and go. And you're right, Larry. Those fans were waiting an hour and a half ahead of time. It was incredible.
It was like a sponge. They just soaked it up, and they even enjoyed my beer. Anyway, yeah. But no, that's what it is in the horse world. Don't tell Linda I learned this after 42 years of marriage. It's a covered makeup arena, and they actually can stage in the makeup arena and come in there in the pouring rain. But it's a beautiful facility, and they're ready to go again. That's in April. I'll be back down for that. If they're sending me home after Ocala, maybe I should talk to those guys.
Maybe you should.
Oh well, I work for food, you know.
No, well, hey.
Or T-shirts without endorsing it.
That's the other thing about
we all have our vices.
They take care of pullers. You got a nice meal at Ocala as well. I mean, if you're a puller, you're treated. I mean, you don't go starving there, and you get to hang out with Rob, myself, Larry. I mean, look, there's a whole bunch of people in the pits. So look, if you want to get acclimated to it, come on down and enjoy the show. 5,000 people. That place is rocking, and Larry does a great job. I didn't know he was that good, but man, I'm telling you, a lot of knowledge coming from that guy.
Somebody get my wallet. I owe you $10. Yeah,
I'll take it.
Okay, yeah.
Rob, can you talk
Yes, sir.
about Zellwood a little bit? Just kind of go through what you know so far, buddy.
Yeah. All right. So I'm on the board for we are Florida Antique Tractor Club, but website is flpullers.com. Facebook is flpullers on Facebook. We are a 501(c) private club, and we've been doing this pull for 27 years. Our track is 420 long, 200 wide. The middle track is 40 foot wide. Both side tracks are 35 foot wide with 10 foot buffers. We are outdoors, not covered. We do have a curfew of 11, but we normally don't have a problem going after 11, but we try to be considerate. We pull anything from a 1-year-old on a garden tractor, and the club has their own garden tractor, stock garden tractor, and a club member will have the kill switch and helmet, and we'll let the kids putt down the track, because guys, that's the future of our sport, is getting younger ones involved.
Amen.
Yeah.
But we pull anything from, we do a youth class all the way up to young old guys, all the way up to motorcycle engine garden tractors on alcohol. We even got a guy that's got a Cub Cadet with an 80 horse jet engine on it.
What?
We do.
Nice.
Yes. He actually is the curator for Pockets Museum. He's like 76 years old, and it's an 80 horse jet engine that fired up military generators, and he's got it in his Cub Cadet showroom. I mean, you could eat off this thing. It is beautiful. He shoots flames out the front. He's a cool guy. He's funny. Great guy. I mean, we've got that kind of stuff. We've got antique, super antique, open gear, big block 2-wheel drives, street stock diesels, blown 2-wheel drives, 500 cubic inch 2-wheel drives, V8 antiques, small tire 410 cubic inch naturally aspirated minis, big block naturally aspirated big tire minis, big tire small tire minis on methanol. We got blowers, multi-engine, light limiteds, light supers, alky supers. We run 3 sleds simultaneously, so you're going to see something going down the track every time. And I know Will's a little worried, and we've got Will taken care of about what's coming behind him while he's videoing on the one track he can't get. But we but
logistical nightmares.
How it works is so how it works real quick, and Jason, I sent you some text already about what I wanted to talk on, and a lot of the guys basically this is puller info is your hook fee is going to be $30, and that includes your temporary membership, which includes your insurance, so you don't have to do be a temporary member. You pay your $30 hook fee, and we include that all in one, so you don't have a lot of stuff to deal with. Spectators are $15, kids 12 and under free. Pullers coming in the pullers gate off of Golden Gym Road, pullers pay $10 to get in, plus 1 crew member for $10. If you have 5 people in the car, the puller gets $10, crew member gets 10, and everybody else pays 15. And then we do that, and I mean we start at 6 o'clock on Friday. We start running some antiques and lawnmowers at 4 o'clock on Saturday. Big show starts at 6. We do have primitive camping if you're self-contained. We've got guys coming in Wednesday night already. So you can get in as early as Thursday. We'll be there all day Thursday. If you want to come in Thursday, you can get in Thursday. Wednesday night after 5 o'clock, you can get in. There'll be club members there to assist you. As long as your safety stuff is good, and we'll have the Ntpa tech officials down here to do all that. We don't pre-register, so
2.5. I'll be there.
Well, yeah, Larry's going to be there, and Larry, thank you. My hat's off to you, sir, because I don't have to announce, and I get more time to spend with my vehicle instead of having to do other stuff. So thank you very much. We're glad to have you.
I work for food.
And
Yeah.
yeah, and Jason, we want to thank you. Jason sent down a bunch of coloring books that we're going to hand out to the kids as they come in the gate.
I didn't get a coloring book.
Well, that's because you eat crowns. You eat crowns.
Well,
Well done, Rob.
Do you have to tell everything on? Oh my goodness.
Well, I got to get one dig in at least. So you can give me one. You'll probably get me back later. I promise.
I am an equal. I am an equal opportunity offender. I'll offend all of you if you show up. Yeah.
That's the way it works, But for Zellwood, man, we look forward to everybody coming down, having a good time, and if any one of us can help you with anything, you got any questions, ask, call. I mean, if I got it, it's yours. If I don't have it and I know somebody, it's yours. I mean, that's guys, everybody that's on this thing, that's how we do it, right? You show up, you come into your hometown, and you're traveled all that way. If you need it, you got it, or you know somebody that's got it, you're going to give it to them. Am I correct?
Oh yeah, guys, that is tractor pulling no matter where you are in the country.
Exactly.
I mean, my wife, she shows horses, and it could be somebody that hates Larry Richwine's guts, but if she was broke down in the far side of Kansas, and I got on the computer and found a puller that lived close, I guarantee you they'd go help her get off the interstate just because they were pullers. I mean, that's just if you're looking for good people besides TikTok, Farmer Talk, it would be tractor pullers, So we should invite that Growing Corn 2020 guy down. He could offend even more of them than I do.
That would be good.
That's what the pandemic did to me. Got me hooked on TikTok. Yeah.
Really?
Oh,
Have you set up an account yet?
Well, I have only posted a couple videos, and 3 of them were taken down for community content. And all it was I was firing a weapon through a suppressor inside of a Twisted Tea can. I don't know what was wrong with that.
That was cool. I saw that.
Well, I had never even had a Twisted Tea, so I go looking for a Twisted Tea because I'm not a drinker, and all I could find was whatever flavor it was. I took a sip of it, went, oh, God, and poured it out and put a suppressor inside of it and went to the range, and, there might be a range behind my shop, and I went, pa, 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 pa. Just saying.
Imagine that getting taken down.
No.
Some people you just can't trust.
No. Well, I'm sure I'm on every list that's being reviewed in Washington, D.C. right now.
Larry, you're probably on the no-fly list.
Well, I haven't tried to fly since last year, so I don't know.
Okay, a little update about that, just so you guys know. If you get on a plane, you got to have a COVID-19 test that says you are negative at least between 3 days before you board a plane. So just keep that in mind. If you're thinking about, I'm going to fly down, you got to prepare. You really do.
Jason's flying down, aren't you, Jason? Have you had your test? Were you tested positive or negative?
What does that mean?
I'm good to fly, baby.
You guys all heard my mind clicking, but the medicine's helping. I didn't say I was reverse polarity on him. I didn't say that.
Love it.
You all
guys, before Will or Rob or Larry, we got anything else about Zellwood? I want to start talking to Ken Summers a little bit. He's a promoter of the Cowtown Showdown in Kansas City, where I was the second longest pull of the weekend. If it wasn't for that damn 2 high-strung light super stock, I would have been famous, but I didn't.
Tayton put on a hook of all ages. That was awesome.
Yeah, he made the pull to try to beat. That's for sure.
I thought he was going through the wall.
Yeah, I did too.
And somewhere waiting in the wings, Kevin Frerking says, "Here, hold my beer."
Oh yeah, he kept her in there good.
Can you kind of talk about basically why you guys had to pull the plug on 2021 Cowtown Showdown for us all?
Yeah, we held off trying to not cancel it, but they were supposed to have been a different mandate out Monday, and it's not favorable. We really can't have a crowd. It would actually be less than what we did last year, even just having the pullers and their pit crew and so-called family there, So, I mean, we pulled it off last year with a live stream and kind of kept everybody buttered up, but we got to have a crowd to make that thing pay for itself. And, it was far from paying for itself last year. And, we just don't want to bruise what we got going. We want to be able to come back and do a really good job, and we would all love to have been able to pull it off, So it was going to be not very good. So we thought it would be better not to do it than to do it half-ass.
No, it's a good idea. And what you have Will Witt above you, who would have been at Keystone last year, and you're in the bottom screen, and that's really when COVID made itself official to the whole world, basically. What was that like, Ken? When we had all those pullers there, and
kept watching.
Do you want to go through that again?
And we're thinking, man, we're going to pull this thing off. But I remember watching the news Wednesday morning, thinking, man, this is getting bad. And we had a huge crowd on Wednesday night. Our Wednesday night crowd last year was like our Friday night crowd our first year. And so we were set up to really, really have a good show and a lot of spectators, people coming from coast to coast. And then I got down there Thursday morning, and all the city guys are like, hey, we're going to have to cancel this thing. And so we had to do a lot of negotiating to even have it the way we did last year from Thursday, Friday, Saturday. But it's still everybody got the pull. We had everybody in the building, and we're pretty fortunate that got done what we got done. And the city guys down there, the guys that are in charge of the facility, they're really good guys to get along with. They really, really want us there. It's just being in Jackson County and in Kansas City, there's other rules that we got to follow. We could have had we were at 10% what we could have had. So.
Well, Ken, I mean, Ryan was down there as well too, and we felt so bad for you all, and I bought as many live streams as I could buy to help out. It's just thank you for continuing to have the event. I guess I wanted to have you on tonight so people can hear it from you, and you'll definitely be back in 2022. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, it'll give us more time to plan. We've had a pretty rough winter around here, and we're really looking forward to 2022, and we were geared up to have 2021 if the city would let us. We've been in a couple times a week. I call down there and talk to those guys, and we were the last big event to hang on in Kansas City, except for a Chiefs game. And the city's lost millions and millions of dollars to not having events, and they help us out all they could help us out, but at the end of the day, they all still want to be paid, and it takes a lot of donations and sponsorships, a lot of people there to watch it, and we're still continuing to get better ideas to improve it, and we really appreciate everybody's support. And when we started this thing, it started out that my daughter wanted to go indoor pulling, and they canceled or quit having the pulls with the farm show in town, and we figured we'd go down there and have a little Friday night fun night, and everybody kind of test and tune, and then we'd have a couple pulls on Saturday, and that'd be it. We never dreamed it would turn into the kind of event that it's turned into, and it's pretty cool when you can have an event like what we have and get all the pulling vehicles inside for everybody to go around and look at. If you pull on a Saturday night, you can bring your vehicle in on Tuesday or Wednesday and leave it there the whole time if you want to. That gives the kids and all the spectators a great chance to go around and look at stuff.
Yeah, Ken, it's a beautiful facility. I know everybody looks forward to it every year, but I wanted them to hear it from you, and because you're a good dude, you're a puller, you're a promoter. I love watching your daughter's TikTok. We have a good time. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was the downfall of my pulling career when Sydney got in the seat of that tractor. So
you became an owner.
Yeah.
Yes.
An owner and a wrench turner. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
and
it's
hey,
more fun to watch her than it is to drive it, though. So.
And while we've got Ken here, I'm gonna be the guy who says what he's too nice to say.
Here it comes.
Stop being a bunch of dicks in these threads where these promoters have to cancel their shows. They don't want to do it, and they don't need you telling them that they're a bunch of un-American jerks for doing it and ruining people's ways of life. That's a bunch of crap. And if I hear about it and I see it, you can best believe that I'm going to call you out on it, because I know too many of these promoters who have lost an awful lot, be it time or money or credibility or whatever it might be, trying to put on these shows. They don't need to hear it from you.
So on that note right there, so just so the fans that, casual fans at what point before a show happens do you actually start laying money out? Is it like 6 months, 12 months, 3 months?
It's a year-round deal planning for this thing, and it takes more money all the time to put it on, and it's just really hard to make enough money to make it float itself. Last year was supposed to be. My wife's over here dancing at the sink, and I'm really trying not to concentrate on her. So, but
Trish, stop making TikToks.
I called her out on that one. But yeah, we just playing year round, and last year was going to be, we had done more advertising, TV, radio, digital signs around town, and there was people from states, 4 or 5 states away that were planning on coming, and had hotel rooms blocked off, and all we need is one good year, and this thing will start carrying itself. There's 3 or 4 guys that have got, not only they got time, but they got a fistful of money tied up in this, and nobody wants their money back. They just want the event to be able to be successful, and maybe one of these days it will support itself. And all the haters are out there that saying we should have it, and all I got to say to them guys is it takes a lot of work to put this thing on. If you guys want to come help it, we'd be more happy to give you a job somewhere, and they could just help and see how much it does take to put it on, So
yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, some of these people don't understand that not only is there time involved in planning it, because you start planning basically after the show is over in 2020, but then at some point you're going to start laying money out, and you're not guaranteed that that's going to come back in some instances. So you have to look at it from a financial standpoint as well as a feasibility standpoint, and just determine if it's going to be able to. You're not going to be sitting on a huge bill at the end of it.
The city offered to give us back our rent last year, but we were already all moved in there, and actually the rent of the building is the cheapest expense that we have. They've really treated us right on the rent, but we're forced to use all their vendors, their security, and all the services that come with the building is where all the money's at. And the little bit we would have got back from the rent, it'd have been a little bit, but it wouldn't near cover what we were there, and we was already all moved in. And we had a few people that was upset that we couldn't have a payout last year, but we announced it in all the meetings, or tried to get the word out. When it gets right down to it, if we're there for a payout to pull, we probably shouldn't be pulling.
No,
it gives you a little fuel money to get somewhere, but it's not going to support what we're doing. If we didn't love what we was doing and love hanging out with the people, we wouldn't be going.
Well, and I was on the way over there last year when we got the phone call. I was about Columbia, Missouri, pulling some tires over to Chad Richardson, and I got the call and said that it was canceled, or it was going to be no spectators, and we're like, crap, what happened? And I got to say, just from our standpoint, you guys did a hell of a job trying to make do with it as well as you could. It turned out pretty well. It was kind of eerie. You didn't know what was going on, and there was a lot of rumors flying around because everything had just started. But you guys did a hell of a job.
Thank you.
What you did.
Now, I'm really hoping that these 2 polls that are going to go on here, 2 or 3, that everybody will pull together and drive a little farther to go see them. And hopefully they'll all get to happen. But those guys that are able to go ahead and have polls, they need everybody's support. If you can't go, everybody needs to make sure and buy a live stream. And if you can't watch them all, buy all the live stream. And if you got some extra money, send some extra money to them guys, because with all the restrictions and stuff, it costs a lot more to make it happen.
I tell you what, just being in Florida, and my hat's off to you guys, because man, guys down here in Florida, you guys have got the big stuff up there. And Larry can tell you, it was on a podcast with Larry and Jason. Florida hasn't had stuff like we're going to have down this year in probably 20 years, if not more.
Right.
And
Just put
since,
guys
you
back
know,
on the map.
and here's the thing for us, we have Disney World and the beaches, and you guys feed America. Y'all are the heartland. So for little guys like me, and little clubs like us, what Jason has done and what each one of y'all have done in all of your events, man, my heart is right here. Thank you so much, because we're just trying to get guys, and because of the COVID thing, we've small clubs like us, they've seen us for years, whether it be in Hook Magazine, Antique Power Magazine, or heard it through the grapevine, are taking a chance on Ocala and Florida, Zellwood, to come, bring that kind of stuff down here. Man, we're here. Like I said, if y'all need it, talk to Jason. He's got my number, or hit me up on Facebook if we're not friends. Instant message me. If I can facilitate it, please just ask. And that's how we do it. And and that's how we grow things, is guys taking chances on us, taking chances on each one of y'all's pools. But man, that's what it takes, and we're super excited. And because we're good people. Each one of us sitting here are great people, and we give the shirt off our back for any one of our fellow pullers. Am I right, fellas?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We'll give a salute on that. I got to watch my dad bod, so I'm getting a lot of haters on Jason. You guys see all the hates on me?
Hey, that's why you got to wear that hoodie to cover that Dunlap.
Man.
Boys, you really don't know what you're talking about when we're talking about big man disease here.
Hey, Will, at least I got hair.
Neither of you.
I got the medium going on, okay? Here.
Hey,
I think I had a
Gap called.
medium going on in 6th grade.
Hey, baby Gap
I got a text from Bill Voorhees a little bit ago, and he said he might actually he's gonna get his COVID vaccine, and if he does, he's gonna drive down at least for Ocala, but he'll be down there too. You talk about who's gonna show up just to watch. Of course, I've known Bill for 40 some odd years, but he's going to come down. So, I mean, it's amazing how many people responded pullers wise and said, "Hey, Rich, why didn't you know?" I said, "Oh yeah, we're going down. Need to come down and watch, nothing else." But
Rob, you guys are in a prime position to put Florida pulling back on the map, and we are all behind you.
Yeah, buddy.
Anything that we can do, we will.
I'm buying a live stream.
We're trying our hardest, man. Because like I say, we do a scholarship every year for a college graduate with our club, and like I say, we're a 501(c). We started out with just antiques, and it's grown and grown and grown, and we're just a small, and we have to compete, like I say, with Daytona, Disney, SeaWorld, Homosassa, Ocala. I mean, there's so many options that pulling for you guys up north, that's like when you go to a county fair, you're going to see the big stuff and tractor pulls up there where they have more options that they don't pick us, that they pick you.
I didn't know we could bring our dogs. Want me to get a German Shepherd or something? I mean,
This is the pulling mascot here. She is scared of no tractor.
I mean, I could have him run into the living room and attack me, and you guys would get a kick out of that. Yeah.
My wife,
great.
my two labs had to stay in the house because they'd have been all over. So yeah, you're a dog, and our facility is dog friendly, so don't worry about it. Come on.
Well, I'm actually driving down rather than flying down because I'm going to be down there 10 days. And Linda's one dog named Glock, which he's used to going in that truck when she goes to horse shows. He's been in the shop all week with me, and I'm getting stuff ready and getting horse stuff out and putting tractor stuff in. And he just can't figure out why he can't set in the truck and wait to go. So, I mean, he gets to bring his dog. I should bring Glock.
It's also because you're on the no-fly list, Larry.
That's what I've heard.
Battle, right?
Boy,
Just heard that tonight. Yeah.
Hey, what is it? What's that old saying about never bite the hand that feeds you at the restaurant? I think I'm really bending myself over.
I'll take care of you. You're in good
I tell you,
hands.
he's been lagging all night, but when he's ready to give a one-liner, man, he's in there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's for sure.
That's Snake right there. So someone asked if we were filming the antiques. Yeah, we'll film the antiques, and we can keep up pretty good with them. We'll oil down our tripod so it doesn't squeak. But from what I've heard, those things are pretty hot down there. So we'll be doing that. And the last thing I gotta say is these promoters are putting it all out there. Okay, so I'm echoing what they've said. These first year, second year polls, those are the most vital ones. Okay. So the longer ones, yeah, they've been around. They've got the budget, all that. But these younger ones, yeah, buy the live stream. Do anything you can to help out. And that's all I really wanted to say. Florida is a motorsport filled area. Okay, don't listen to Rob. They do have stuff that they got to compete with, but it's a place where I'm even considering buying a house because that could be my winter filming area because they got mud trucks, they got mega trucks, they got all kinds of stuff. And I think we're going to see some of those hooked to the sled here in a few weeks, but Florida is going to make a comeback, and hopefully we can keep on glamorizing it and keeping it out of the bad man's, periphery, so they're not targeting us. But yeah, just my heart goes out to these promoters, and thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
Yeah, Will, thanks for coming on. I'm looking forward to seeing you this weekend, and you do a nice job pulling. Ken, thanks for coming on. If your wife could dance for us, I think it'd be good for our ratings.
She's in the other room. I don't know where she's at.
Hey, Will.
She really distracted me.
If you can get Sweeney on camera this weekend, please do so for us.
There she is.
That is a ferocious dog. Ferocious dog.
Hard dog.
If we do this again, I'll get you some dogs in here, my gosh.
We'll get Sweeney on there.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me on, Jason, and good seeing you guys. And we're planning on Buckner. It'll be second Saturday in September, and we'll have it hell or high water. I think things should be in shape by then. And then, if anybody's got any ideas on Cowtown, man, always shoot them at us. We're always out for some suggestions, And look forward to seeing everybody as soon as we can see you.
Sounds good. Thanks, Ken. Have a good night,
you guys.
See you Friday, Ken.
All right, Larry, Rob,
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you go. Okay, I'll see you this weekend, buddy.
Is that a warning
All right,
or
man,
a
we're looking
promise?
forward to it.
Yes.
Rich
Am I
Wine.
gone?
Rich Wine.
What?
Tell us I want to know some stories of the Banner brothers. Tell us some cool stories from back in the day.
Okay. It's like, okay, I put a coin in you. Now dance, monkey, dance. Dance, monkey, dance. Jeez Louise. Well, here's a fun question. Don't you spit out whatever you're drinking.
I
Anyway.
think I almost did.
Did that come through your nose? Because when I was in
it was close.
when I was in elementary school, if we could get Mary Ann to pass that carton of milk through her nose, we'd accomplished it. Anyway, but no, here's a fun story. We used to start in Eustis, and then we would go down the East Coast and back up the West Coast. E.J. Potter spent one winter in my camper because he was too tight to get a motel room. And do any of you know E.J. Potter's real name?
Paul, here's our trivia we were looking for.
This is harder than the one that we did from Europe this afternoon.
Jason, start looking for Andy Gerbaugh to make a comment here any second. He knows it, and he's going to give me hell for not knowing it.
All I know is the guys on the American Pickers, when they bought the E.J. Potter bike and stuff, geez, that guy was so wrong and disillusioned about E.J. Potter. Oh, my God. Anyway, E.J. Potter real name was, I guess it still is, Elon Jack. Elon Jack, because he left his wallet on the table in the camper, and he would sleep till you made him wake up or started blowing Chevy engine, and which I did a couple times. Anyway, but I looked at his wallet. I didn't rifle through his underwear. I looked at his wallet and it said Elon Jack Potter, and so he gets up and I said, "Hi, Elon." He goes, "You son of a bitch." Oh my God. But yeah, E.J. Potter. Yeah, it's but yeah, the Ralph Banner stories, and I mean that's pretty much stuff. I don't drink the beer, but while you guys are drinking, I can become, amusing anecdotes about people. But I lived it. I had a full head of red hair, and now I have that. So, but
Larry, I'm told that you had a great afternoon in a bar in Key West once, and we should probably hear that story.
well, it wasn't an afternoon; it was an evening.
Okay.
And I own a week timeshare. Linda and I do in Key West, and Linda's got some friends that hang out in the 800 block of Key West. If you've ever been in Key West, anyway, it's colorful, kind of pink. And they said they wanted to know if I would go with them. They said, "Do you think Larry would go with us to the review, the crossdresser show?" And she said, "Larry don't care. Larry will have fun anywhere we go." And we had a ball. And then they wanted to know if they could dance with Linda, and I said, "Sure." So we went across the street to the bar that they dropped the transvestite at midnight. When we used to drop the balls, and now we drop nothing. Anyway. Did I say that out loud? Anyway, I'm sorry. Crossdresser. Linda corrected me. It was not a transvestite. It was a crossdresser. It's a crossdresser. Damn it, I screwed up. Anyway.
Transvestite at midnight sounds a lot better than.
I'm saying. Anyway. So I start to light a cigar at the bar. I'm sitting at the bar dancing with Linda. And I start to light a cigar, and the bartender was about 6'3", probably 250, pretty burly with tats. He goes, "Oh, honey, you can't light a cigar in here." I mean, this is a burly guy. And I went, "Well, they're smoking cigarettes." And he goes, "Oh, you can smoke a cigarette, but you can't smoke a cigar." And it was a little bitty cigar. It wasn't even a big cigar. It was a little bitty cigar. Anyway, so I said, "Well, then, can I borrow a cigarette?" And he says, "Yes, have one mine." Shook it out, and it was a Virginia Slim. So I have personally smoked a Virginia Slim.
Oh my God.
But anyway, I did not inhale. Okay, I didn't want to go clear. I didn't want to go clear over the line. I did not inhale. But
Good man.
I'm
thinking this is average size of a cigarette. I mean, it's pretty average.
Oh, it was. You could have gone down to Sloppy Joe's at the other end of the Wall Street, and it would have fit right in. Anyway, I have to admit, big gentlemen, it's just us and nobody's watching. I have to admit, I had a second Virginia Slims before the evening was out. Yeah. The rest of the story is not fit for Facebook.
Larry, why haven't you written a book?
I know.
I should have written a paragraph each event I've done since 1974, junior in high school, with flowing red hair. I mean, I got married on platform shoes and wrong hair on my shoulders almost. I mean, well, dude. Anyway, but I should have written a paragraph, an event. They would have put it on the fiction shelf, but it would have been true. Not a word of it was lying. I mean, I could tell you. I mean, there's generations of pullers that I watched pretty much be made in the pits. But anyway, yeah. I've had a good run.
Larry, I was pretty young when the Banner brothers were out. How many different tractors did they have roughly?
I don't know.
They had, I remember seeing, I think, 2 of them that ran.
They never had over 2 or 3 at a time, but yeah. I remember the last year would have been 79 or 80 that I did the Florida circuit down there. And the last event was in Dothan, Alabama. And I went back down. I had the single Rodak at the time, hadn't gone twin yet. And Bill Nolan, drove for Banners and a bunch of them. There was 11 tractors entered in that class. Don Gladish, who owned the turbine tractor that I later bought, out of Petersburg, Indiana, and I and Bill Nolan. And Bill Nolan drove 9 of the 11 tractors there.
Jeez.
He drove, at the time, it was both Dave and John Heilman, both Banner tractors. He drove, between Don and I helped him get the tractors on and off the track. And but he just grabbed the helmet and jumped from one seat to the next. But he made 9 tractors go down the track out of the 11, and I think he got like the first 5 spots. it was awesome. But wow. No, you know, I've got the stories in there. I need to do it before my brain turns completely to mush. It's close. It's close. But no, it was quite a run back then. Like I say, we went down from Eustis, Florida. I pulled in Daytona, right down the street from the racetrack on the high school football field. At the time, it actually snowed in Daytona while we were there. It spit snow. Atlanta International Raceway, Homestead, Havana, Florida. We pulled in cow pasture. Richard Harris, which was the head official at the time, he could tell you stories about that. But I mean, Tampa Bay, East Bay Raceway. I mean, we pulled all over Florida in the late 70s and early 80s, and it was a lot of fun. And every time I go down there, I mean, all I hear and see is people say, "When's the Ntpa coming back? When's professional pulling coming back?" And you guys have got a heck of a circuit down there. I mean, it's just a matter of getting the word out and getting the live stream going and getting a little bit more organized. And I mean, I'll be doing cages. Some of the tractors will be down there actually running Ntpa in Georgia and other places. But a new resident to Lakewood, Florida, as of January 1 is Denny Horst. He sold his property in Pennsylvania, and Denny Horst is a permanent resident now of Lakewood, Florida. He's got a new tractor down there and just got done at Modern Machine, and Jimmy Shaindorf's been down there 2 or 3 weeks waiting to run his, and it's a new machine from Modern Machine, and there'll be a lot of tractors down there. And as I understand it, there'll be more of that level of tractor at Ocala. It's pretty much a sampling at Zellwood, kind of a teaser. So maybe later we can add some more there, but that's what I was told anyway. So, but yeah, it's the Ocala show last year on Saturday night. I think they actually closed the gate, didn't they, Will?
Yeah, they had to close it down pretty early.
Yeah,
but they're working on the facility. They're going to have more stuff. It's coming. We're talking to them. The future's looking really bright for this whole group. Okay?
Oh yeah.
And you know, a lot of those guys, they'll go from Florida Pullers to mid-Florida Pullers, and they just all go hand in hand down there.
Right.
I know we had Chris Hall on here tonight. You know, he's a two-wheel drive guy. I mean, these guys, they bleed pulling, okay, and they're hungry, you know, and they got a lot of pulling and pullers down there, especially in Georgia, Grand National level pullers. So I think you could really have something really big going on in Florida. So just don't go to sleep on it. And then you're talking about Dothan. We're talking to some people in Alabama. We're going to bring it back to Alabama. That's my home state. Okay, so I think we're going to see some big things in Alabama as well.
Good. Yeah, we pulled Dothan, Alabama, and there's a couple other ones I can't think off the top of my head. But we pulled 3 or 4 events in Alabama before. That was the Ntpa circuit, you know, the point circuit. So, but it's it's definitely hungry down there. I mean, I've been going back down to Ocala 8 or 9 years, and every year I go, it's like, you know, it's just like they soak it up. It's a sponge, and I'm looking forward to it. And I guess I'm coming home, I guess, after Ocala. I know where Leesburg is.
Someone asked about Ocala Vendors. There's several different merch vendors. There's 3 or 4 different food trucks, and then there's a concession stand. Boiled peanuts, barbecue, just a whole bunch of food down there. I mean, you won't, if you leave hungry, you're doing it wrong.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Will, what if they want to be a vendor? I know these folks who asked that question, and they've got a pretty darn good product that if they can show, I don't think you'd have a hard time convincing them to head south. Who do they need to talk to?
I would refer them to Brian Caparelli and Rodney Swift, I think his last name is.
Yeah, Rodney Swift, yeah.
And those 2 fellows, they can get you in there.
There you go, Jeff.
You got foot traffic, you know. I mean, you got, like I said, you got 5,000 people, you know, families, kids. I mean, it's hey, there's some good looking people, there's some not so good looking people, but there's a whole bunch of people, you know.
And there's lots of gearheads who need what you sell, Jeff.
You know, those 5,000 seats in Ocala, if we were in Bowling Green, Ohio, they'd put 6,800 people in it. Oh, seriously. I mean, it's a big grandstand, aluminum grandstand, beautiful on each side, covered grandstand. And but seriously, if we were in Bowling Green, they'd sneak 6,800 people in them same 5,000 seats.
As someone said, when's the NTPA coming back to Virginia? I know we were supposed to film and have a show there in 2019.
Right.
Any chance of that happening, Larry?
I haven't really heard. Like I say, that's Greg's ball of wax, you know, the booking of events. But I know last year they were kind of on the bubble on whether they were going to do it again in 2020. And then, of course, the virus hit. But I know the interest is still there. And the main gal that used to be in charge of Virginia State Fair, she's in charge of that one facility. And then we went to that racetrack from Benson up there, got rained out in Virginia, and it's still interested. I mean, their interest is out there, but the biggest problem we have, guys, is, you know, the NTPA. We try to get it booked early enough that our guys, if it's a pre-commitment Grand National thing, they know it's on their summer and get planned around it. It's hard for us to book an event on Monday and have an event next Saturday, and that's really hard for us to do. That's the biggest problem we have, and it's that way with everybody. But still, the interest is out there. It's just a matter of getting the sponsorship to pay the purse to get the quality vehicles we want in there.
Right.
Larry, before we let you go, who are some of the most innovative pullers you've seen in your lifetime? And I know you're old, and that's a compliment, so don't hurt my feelings.
He's wise.
Feelings.
Not
He's
old,
what?
wise.
Wise. Over the years, Larry, who really thought outside the box?
Ralph Banner, Art Arfons, and Mike Holden.
Mike Holden, who's that?
Mike Holden lived in southeastern Ohio and was a school teacher. And I don't know if he's still alive or not. And he had Allisons, and he made some great strides in the Allison ranks early when Allisons were being bought for $350 a piece, a running engine in Cosmoline. Wow. And but yeah, those guys were innovators and took things that maybe weren't meant to work with a wheel application and made it pull. But yeah, Art and Ralph had to be the major things. And then if you're going to go super stock, of course, Dave Stangl, solid junk. I mean, you can't deny that. I mean, that man, you know, they made fun. He had a lot of fun doing it, but that son of a gun would run. And half the stuff on there may or may not have been hooked up. But anyway, it ran well. But no, I'd say those three men go to the top of the heap. That's cool. That's good to know. Well, and the guy that's got the 80 horse turbine on a Cub Cadet. Well, there was a kid that'll be 31 in March riding at 8 years old riding. They called it the Jet Cadet, and it had Cub Cadet sheet metal on it out of Brownsburg, Indiana, and it was a 100 horse JFS 100. He later went on to the Air Force. But anyway, yeah, and it had a fire show too. Not saying this guy's not good. But that was you, wasn't it? I built it. My kid at 8 years old was on a jet-powered Cub Cadet. That's what I thought. So.
Larry, did you work with Chet Prinz on that at all?
Do what?
Did you work with Chet Prinz on that at all?
Not at all.
He's from my hometown, and he did the Jet Set Revenge trucks and
okay, yeah,
the old tank powered with the tank tracks.
Right. Well, I had a jet-powered two-wheel drive truck only because I asked NTPA if I could build it. And they said, no, we don't want turbines in the two-wheel drive class. And I said, okay. So I built it anyway and run exhibition.
There you go.
And then sold it for a ridiculous amount of money. Yeah.
Good deal.
Yeah, I liked it. But no, it's
Larry, thanks for coming on tonight. I'm excited to see you in Florida and hanging out with you for a couple days.
Excited to see me? What do you guys think? Is that good? We're not going to be on Duval Street, and I'm not smoking Virginia Slims, okay?
Fair enough.
All right, guys.
Fair enough.
Well, I'm out of here. Thanks so much for having me. We'll see everybody down there. Look forward to being down there, guys. I'm leaving tomorrow because about Wednesday, I'll get to Atlanta, and I'll have to go through Checkpoint Charlie, and I want to make it. So I'm leaving tomorrow.
Sounds good.
See you guys.
Thanks, Larry.
See you, buddy.
So that was... I love listening to Larry talk, and he's legit about Atlanta. They have like the National Guard there. I don't know, Will, what are you seeing out in D.C.? Are you seeing anything?
Well, I'm just seeing what I see on the news, and I'm trying not to freak anybody out, especially my wife, as I leave. But it's a lot of National Guard. I've heard 25,000 military. I've heard a little bit more than that. It's a lot of people, and I don't exactly know why. I get why they think they're worried. I don't know why they are so worried. But I don't know. I don't want to grab a bucket of popcorn and watch this thing either. Okay. I kind of want to know what's going to happen for, with all that stuff, just so I can get back to polling. Okay. But my mind, polling's kind of on the back burner right now because I'm trying to figure out, well, do I have to go through Tennessee and then Alabama and then into Florida? Or, I'm looking at that. I'm mapping it all out, trying to figure out how do I get around, So I've got the old Rand McNally, with me. I'm not going to rely on my mapping application, but we just don't know, Jason. That's why I say give yourself time. Talk to your airline, make sure that you got everything you need. If you got the right ID, make sure it's not expired. Take everything that you need, and do your homework.
Cool. So, Will, I want to wrap up with you so you can go to bed because you're an hour ahead of us. But give us the last, what you're doing for Zellwood and for Ocala and how we can watch if we're not going to these events in person.
Yeah. So, like I said earlier, willwitt.com/live. I try to make it as stupid simple as possible. We're not going to be. We're not going to have. I don't think we're going to do Roku this year. We're going to be able. It's all through the website, and you can still. You can send it over to your smart TV or your TV with an HDMI cable, just like we did old school tech. But it works. And then you got an integrated chat. So we're going to have a lot of people talking. Ocala 2 years ago, we had over 100,000 people watching for that whole weekend. And that's a lot. So, and a lot of those people, they hop in and hop out. But when you're looking at aggregate views, you're looking at over 100,000 people. That's crazy, because when we're live, we're looking at it. It might have 400 or 500 people, right? But you have people coming in because they don't watch trucks or they only watch tractors. I've only seen a handful of people that like both. You know what I mean? And like I said, when there's merch or there's food, when it's the classes that you don't really like, that's when you go get, you go take care of business, you get some food, you look at the merch and stuff like that. And that's all well and good. But there are fans out there that genuinely like both. It's just they're more few and far between. Each person's got their thing that they like, and we're all about that. I've been at Keystone, and the trucks will come out, all the tractor fans will go. It's like a wave, and then when the tractors come back, so do the fans. It's just the way it is. It's an ebb and flow. But willwitt.com/live, and it's already up there, so you can start buying those. If you're on a phone, do our sponsors right. We want everybody watching this thing. And if you still want to entertain a whole bunch of people and you want to put it on the big screen, I have fans send me pictures that they're casting it onto their garage through a projector. If you want to do that, we've got that for you. We're giving you the capability so that you can cast it to a projector or a TV or whatever, and so you can entertain. A lot of our Euro guys, they're going to buy a ticket and they're going to have 10, 15 people in the room. That's cool, So we welcome that. Anything we can do to help grow the sport and get those sponsors who are putting the event on that for the local crowd. We want those logos out there, in as many homes and phones as possible.
Awesome. Will, thank you for joining us tonight. We appreciate you, and I'll see you Friday, bud.
Definitely.
Take care, bud.
See you.
Peace out, Will. Travel safe.
Okay, Will Witt, everybody. Ryan Zolik, do you know the answer to this question?
All I know is that it's going the end of March. That's all I know.
Okay.
I don't have, don't know.
Yeah, as far as I've heard, there's no changes in anything that has been announced as of yet. other than the people are starting to receive their tickets for the shows.
Yeah, because they're doing it. If you are a season ticket holder for the event, you're the ones that get first at tickets for in-person.
Did you guys catch up? Did you guys get to see any of my Name That Deer on Friday night? Did you guys get to watch that at all?
Yes. Did they get a name? Did they take one?
I haven't heard yet because I want to double check on that. And then I need your guys' help. We got to get some koozies made for Travis Dirt, like Joe Dirt, Travis Dirt. Do you guys have any good ideas? Because Pete Pesnick from Cat Brothers Motorsports he's gonna pay for half of them, and I'm gonna pay for half of them. We're gonna do 500 koozies to throw out in the crowd. What would be a good saying to put on a Travis Dirt koozie? What do you guys got?
I spent a lot of time with this guy this last weekend, him and his wife and his daughter, and the nicest people you would ever meet in your life. I mean, everybody is going to get along with Travis, but I'll see if I can come up with something. This guy, he's nonstop. He's been an entrepreneur since before he graduated high school, and the man does a little bit of everything. But he is, I tell you what, he is as fired up about this as anyone. He is ready to get that track built and see these tractors go down this track. It's going to be one hell of a show. And just a quick note, we're still receiving merchandise from pullers all over the U.S. I got a great package from the Schrammick family today. They donated a bunch of kids' T-shirts, and they even gave some 64 scale tractors out sent to us that we're going to give to some super fans. So we're still getting merchandise to give away at this thing. It's going to be a lot of stuff being given away to the fans. So if you can be there, you might come home with some merchandise.
Right.
Zolik's got a whole bunch of tractors behind him. Maybe we can give some of them away.
I'm sure
Tucker might commit murder.
I feel like if one of those boxes gets misplaced, there's an alarm that's going to go off.
Yeah, I think if you even just move it a little bit, he'll know.
Yeah.
Did you try that yet?
No, I haven't. No.
You should try it just to screw with him.
Just
move one an inch, or, just move one of them like an inch.
If you notice, them all organized like by the model.
Yeah.
So just like flip flop one or just switch two of them.
And see if he notices.
Yeah. He'll come down in like 4 minutes, just twitching, like this.
Yeah.
Yes, the Keystone Nationals have been canceled. Kansas City's been canceled. As far as we know, Gordiwana, is there something going on in Kentucky, Paul or Ryan?
Washington?
What's it called?
The Kentucky Invitational.
Kentucky Invitational.
It was rescheduled to March, I believe, wasn't it?
Yeah. And then the poll in Eaton, Ohio, the Spring Fever poll, that has actually been moved to outdoors in April.
Yeah.
Eaton did?
Yeah, Eaton. Yep.
Oh, that's your angry farmer deal. Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, and we still haven't heard what a food truck rally is, and I need to know this.
Maybe we
relevant to my interests.
Yeah, I saw that on there. We need to find out a little more about that. But I know around
here, I'm coming to your house, and I'm going to move some of your 5,000 tractors.
There you go.
Just because.
Now, I don't know. It has Badger State released any tentative schedules? We're starting to see some tentative stuff come out around here in Illinois.
We won't see anything from Badger State typically till early February to mid-February. The fair convention is still happening, sort of, kind of. Like they're having it, but it's not the big, the big showdown like it normally is.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been part of that with BSTP before. So, yeah, that's the one thing going on there. I think the first time I'll have my tractor out will be May 14th and 15th in Dubuque, Iowa. The Outlaws are having a 4-1 hook there, or they're going to have a full show there. I think the 4-1s are going to be there. I did talk to Taylor Van Beek tonight before my show, and I think that the 4-1s will be there. I'll let you guys know more. Right now, Paul and Tony are trying to find me a new crankshaft, so it's all good. Yeah.
Yep. We'll come up with something.
I know, I'm not worried. Ryan, give us the last minute. I mean, thanks for coming on tonight. I like this format, guys. I like having the different guests on. I have like a control panel here. where I can see Ken come on and Larry come on. Before I let you guys go tonight, who do we need to have on next week? We got to talk Ocala. We got to have Ryan back on. We got Ryan. This is going to be the foursome, hopefully every Monday night when we can all hopefully make it. I know we're going to have conflict, but this needs to be the four. If Brett Yarn can jump on sometimes when he has something going on, but
we might be able to get Travis back. Travis Hostella. I can text him and see if he's available. Or I can text his wife, either one, and we'll see if he can become available. I don't know. I don't know what some of the other ones are that are coming up. I don't know if we could get any, if there's any updates on Louisville, if they'd be willing to get on.
I can reach out to Whit.
And just, yeah, if they had any updates on that, because that's one of them that you see a lot of questions on, more than any of them is, what's going on with Louisville.
Yeah.
And then here quick, we're going to get into outdoor season schedules and stuff like that. And I'm not sure who put together the big spreadsheet that usually does that of all of the hooks. I've seen
Ryan
it on
Seek.
Ryan, there we go.
Hey, there he is.
Speak of the devil. Yeah, that would be interesting to see what is planned and all that. I know, like I said, there's some preliminary stuff coming out in this area right now. IPA, Ileana Pollers has put out a lot. ITPA, usually we would get their tentative schedule when we were at Murfreesboro, so it's like the first weekend in February. But just to kind of, so guys can see what's being at least booked at this point now. Whether they all go, we'll have to wait and see. But guys can get a little excited for what's planned anyway. And a quick little rant here, coming on with Ryan's deal. When we were talking about this, about shows getting canceled, some people have kind of jumped on here, and at Beer Money, we try to just put it out there. We try to, if it's good, bad, right, wrong, or indifferent, we don't like to make assumptions or anything like that. We weren't putting on here, as far as the postponement of Shipshawana, even though we may or may not have known about it. But if we put it out there that there's a poll such as Hutchinson, Minnesota, that gets canceled, we're putting it out there so everyone knows. We're not trying – people get on here and they say, oh, you're killing the sport and blah, blah, blah. We're just trying to be informative. If you don't like it, keep your damn comments to yourself. Go somewhere else and get your information. We don't care. We're just trying to tell people what's going on in the sport. We're a bunch of talking heads. That's all we are. If you don't like it, take a hike. Good enough?
I was trying to be a talking head.
Hey, Schultz.
What?
I got one for you to get on for next week. Talk to RJ. We need to find out what's going on. I'm getting questions on that.
So here's the latest and greatest that I know. It's a sale of his tractor. Don't call it a raffle. Don't call it a waffle. He's selling his 4-engine modified. They're waiting for the money to come in. I believe RJ might have COVID right now, and I don't want to start any rumors. So that's legit, okay? But it's not. I'm not starting any rumors. So I did get asked about this on the Euro Pulling show today, but I feel like RJ's making sure that we're not going to have any issues with the sale of his tractor to the person who buys his tractor, Ryan. So I promise you, there's a private Facebook group for everybody who paid the $1,000 to buy the tractor. That nothing can happen to that. So I did buy a chance. I set my check in for $1,000. I would love to own a 4-engine modified.
That you will promptly turn around and sell so you can build a pro stop.
Yep, exactly. Well, I'm going to take it to Tony's house, and I'm going to start it at midnight. Oh, my wife just came in, guys. Honey, come here. So everybody. No.
Hi, wifey.
Hi.
Sarah just found out about my chance to buy a 4-engine modified. That was good. I forgot to tell her about that.
That was fantastic timing.
Yeah,
but if you win, that was the ultimate gamble. So
yeah, no, I'm happy with it. It's all good. But I'm super excited to go to Zellwood this weekend. I've had a lot of calls. I think the people that are having events, kudos to them. It's a pain in the ass, but I hope they have record crowds, and I hope it's record turnout for them. I hope this is the biggest Midwest Winter Nationals ever. Gordyville is my favorite poll in the whole world because I love the fact that 18 different states come together with their hot farms, their pro farms, their super farms, their whatever the hell Tucker calls them, and they jump in one class and they have a good time. And it is so fun to see that. It's so fun to see. I don't know. We talked about it today on the Euro Pulling show a little bit. they have a Euro Cup, and Zolik was watching and Romac was watching. I mean, to me, if you win a Midwest Winter Nationals, you did something. You know what I mean?
Oh,
You did something.
yeah.
So it's pretty cool.
Yeah. And guys, when you get there and you see this facility, you're going to be blown away. I mean, just driving up there and seeing this place looks like it's brand spanking new. And you go in there, and that was one of the questions I asked Travis. I said, the floor, it looks like you can eat off the floor. We're going to build a track. I mean, it's polished up to a high shine. I said, okay, so you're going to build a track in here. He said, yeah. How are you going to do that? He goes, with a dozer. I said, how the hell are you going to do that? He goes, oh, it's no big deal. He goes, we get 9 truckloads in here, dump them down. He said, I back the dozer on the trailer. And he said, we just back the trailer right up to the dirt pile. I back it off, and I start pushing dirt around. And I'm like, man, I've run some dozers. I'm not an operator by any means, but I'm like, I would have that floor concrete tore up all to hell. And he said, by the time we're done, he goes, we'll bring the floor polishers back out and polish it out. He goes, you'll never know we had it in here. I mean, this place it's phenomenal. And the long range plans are going to take it to a whole nother level. And the long range plans are already in the works.
So I'm not Clint Tucker. I'm not part of the What's Smoking promotion crew. I'm not. I love Tucker. I love all the people involved. I love promoting that event for them with our social media platform. But what everything hated about Rantoul, here's the deal. What makes Bowling Green great is the fans. What makes Gordyville great or Rantoul great is the pullers and the fans. If you take those pullers and those fans to a better facility, it's going to be stupid awesome. That's all I'm going to say.
It's going to be unreal. I'm still pulling the hat. I'm going to be on the rally cap until it happens. But I'm telling you, just talking to Travis and kind of talking more about how things are going and some of the issues that they've done and how they're working with the health department now, whereas before they were kind of trying to do their own thing. They're working with them. The health department seems to be all in on it, and it's shaping up to be a great show. I'm very confident that this is going to happen, and it's going to be awesome. It is going to be awesome. Esden Bartling just commented, Gordyville is the coldest place in the world. It is, and for this
Lone
show,
Rock, Wisconsin.
You can forget about that, Esden Biggie, because this place is going to be. You're going to be walking around in short sleeves. I guarantee it.
No, that's pretty great. So I'm happy for Will Witt because he'll be down there. I guess he's putting a spotlight on Zellwood, Ocala with his followers. I'll do the best I can for beer money while I'm down there in Zellwood, guys. I'm really looking forward to it. I mean, Rob came up to me at Diesels and Dark Corners. Bruce was with me, and he basically said, I really want you in Florida. And I said, it'll be easy to talk to my wife into coming to Florida in January. So that's really what we got going on, and I'm going to have a little bit of fun with it. So
probably a little easier than saying, hey, honey, you want to go to Gordyville?
Yeah.
Can we make sure that we get some comments or at least a link for the Ocala and the Zellwood polls? Can we pin that to the top or something where we can
It's Will Witt. It's willwitt.com live, right?
No. A link for Jeff.
Oh,
Storlock, so he can talk to somebody about being a vendor.
I want him to call Will. I put Will's cell phone number in the comments.
Perfect.
Okay. But yeah, if
Will get in touch.
Get something posted where somebody can access the live, maybe there'll be some watch parties going on and people watching. I didn't know they were having some of these classes. It sounds like it's going to be a hell of a hook.
I'll be doing as many lives as I can, guys. Don't worry. It's all good.
Yeah.
So
awesome.
Zolik, what do you got before we let you go, buddy?
Joseph mentioned for anyone that can't make it to Chippewana, if you want to see merchandise, official merchandise that's available on the website as well as programs. So we have a link. Brian Lively is shipping out programs. If you can't be there, if you want an advanced copy of the program, it's not going to be obviously 100% accurate with the pullers, but it's still, he does an amazing job with the photos and the way it's put together. So that's also available on the website right now for people to purchase. Advanced tickets are for sale. You can the toy raffle, the Pulling for Megan, that's still going on. If you want to get involved in that, those tickets are still available online. They'll also be available at the poll for those that are in person when they draw it Saturday night. The winner of the toy tractor, or the winner can take $1,000 cash, I believe. for that. And then just for those that maybe tuned in late, again, schedule change, minor schedule change. We're moving up the first session number 1, Thursday from noon Eastern to 11 Eastern. And then Thursday night will be starting at 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 Central instead of 6 o'clock Eastern. And then the noon session on Saturday will now be starting at 11 o'clock that day. So
Ryan, are we going to have to make sure that we get everything done in time?
yeah, because Thursday afternoon, I believe we have 115 hooks.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is the website updated, Ryan?
It is. Yep. The times have been updated on the website. We'll make some Facebook posts here in a couple days. So
Good deal.
I'll throw it in the comments really quick before I let you guys go. Okay, so next Monday we're going to talk about Ocala. We're going to talk about Gordiwana again. And then Blake did text me, guys, we're still having the toy show. The raffle is still going on. Ryan touched on that a little bit. We got to get a T-shirt made that said "I ate Joe's weenie." Is that correct?
Something like that.
Bruce?
Something like that.
Okay. Yeah, I figured I'd get a better reaction from Bruce. Sorry. So
I was just trying to take that all in when Larry was talking.
I could listen to him for hours.
That's
That
not
guy
an
has-
easy thing to do.
he's forgot more than we'll ever know about pulling. It's awesome. It's awesome. Well, it was cool having Will on. We had Ken Summers on. We had Rob on. I think we've covered pretty much the bases. I'll try to get a hold of Whit to see what's going on at Louisville, if he has anything, if he's willing to jump on with us.
Then we will have to behave.
No, we are who we are. It's all good.
Come and join the
No,
party.
no rich wine though.
Yeah, and I want to shout out to the Euro show guys. That was pretty cool being on there today. Thanks
Yes.
to Paul and Zolik for watching and commenting. I know Goose wanted to come on tonight and talk about the King of the Hill class, but I want to go to bed. I got to get up early. So
Was.
I know.
And my phone's about to tap out. So
Yeah.
guys, I'm out of here. Y'all have a good evening. We'll catch up soon, all right?
All right, sounds
Don't be a
good.
jerk in the threads.
Yes, exactly. We'll call you out.
Night, guys.
See ya.
With Disney Plus, Hulu.
This is the checkers game where grandson and granddad will bond.
What I want to go over quickly is how to add
This is
video and voicemail.
157.27 for William Owens with the radioactive truck. In the sand, to the beat. With authority. Wow. The people in Indiana say, no mercy. For David Bow, on the mound. Ntpa.